In this episode of Permatex Pro Tips, it's all about differential gaskets. Replacing a differential gasket is pretty straightforward, but there are a couple of potential pitfalls that can lead to leaks. We'll dive into those and give you a rundown on some best practices and products to help get the job done right the first time. The first step is to clean and remove the old gasketing material. It's a common practice to just go at the parts with a razor. That risks gouging the differential and cover mating surfaces, leaving weak points where leaks can form. Using a chemical gasket remover and Permatex Safer Scraper, you'll get rid of that old material and leave a smooth, clean surface for the new gasket. For both professional mechanics and experienced auto enthusiasts, there's three types of gaskets: traditional cut compression gaskets, chemical gaskets that glue and seal the surfaces together, or a hybrid of both cut and chemical gaskets. For this video, we're going to use a chemical gasket. There are a lot of chemical gasket options, and it's important to select the right formulation for the job at hand. In this case, differential fluid is much more aggressive than motor oil, as it contains friction modifiers, so you need a chemical gasket that can hold up. Let's take a minute to look at some of the chemical gasket color and performance options and where they are used. Black gasket makers are specially formulated to combine high flexibility and resistance to oil. They are ideal for jobs such as oil pans, timing covers, transmission pans, and differential covers. Gray is most commonly used when you need rigidity under a high torque load. They can be used on valve covers, water pumps, and intake manifold end seals. Permatex's new Redline is designed for high temperature performance and can be used on headers, exhaust manifolds, turbochargers, and slip-fit exhaust. As we mentioned earlier, gear oil is a very aggressive fluid, so it demands a very specialized formula, and Permatex makes two silicone options that will stand up to this tough sealing task. So, for our differential cover, Permatex The Right Stuff Black or gear oil products are the go-to choices. They protect against leaks that could occur with normal RTV products. Back to the job, let's apply the gasket maker. When it comes to gaskets, more is not always better. Using too much gasket maker increases the chance for a leak. Use as little sealant as possible to do the job, shooting for a bead size between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 inch. Now let's reassemble. Traditionally, mechanics would allow the gasket maker to skin over prior to assembly. But the best practice with modern formulations is to apply the gasket maker, assemble, then immediately hand tighten the bolts and let it sit for 1 hour. Sealants cure from the outside, so proper curing time is very important. After an hour, apply final torque to spec in a star pattern. The gasket maker will flatten and seal. And remember, full cure takes 24 hours on standard silicones. But if you use the right stuff, you can return the vehicle to service immediately. This not only withstands harsh gear oils, but the vehicle can be put back into service in just 1 minute. For over a century, Permatex has been bringing innovative products to the automotive aftermarket. Made for the professionals, by the professionals. Stay tuned for more Permatex Pro Tips.